It's the Tuck and Tuck Show. Now let's welcome the hosts of Tuck and Tuck Show, Ahmad and Khalid.
Hey there, Oberlin. What's going on? Here we are. We're back again. Another week, man. These weeks are going fast. This is episode number 5?
5.
Number 5. Wow. So, what's going on with you? Anything new?
No, not much. I went to see Black Panther the other day, and everybody was telling me it was great and it was awesome. I didn't think it was that great. I thought the first show was a lot better. The first Black Panther was a lot better.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were telling me.
And it was so long. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Plus, they were going back to the past and back into the future.
Not too much. Yeah, not too much. It was. I would say go see it for yourself. I personally thought it was a little long and it kind of dragged in spots. For me, I won't put the movie down, but for me.
First one was so good.
Yeah, the first one was so good.
It's always hard to beat the first episode.
Yeah, it was hard to beat the first one, but I did go see it at the Apollo, and the Apollo's so cheap. It's only $4 to see a movie.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Other than that, we had the chili cook-off on Saturday.
Yeah, I missed it. It was too cold for me, man.
You missed. The winner had prime rib in the chili. Robert Jackson.
He said he cheated, man. Putting
That's
prime
not
rib in
cheating,
his chili,
bro.
man.
That's winning. That's winning. That's how you make a winning recipe. If you put prime rib in there,
can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
I heard it was really good, man. I wanted to come down there, but I had worked, and I said I can't do it. It's too cold. I was just getting over being sick anyway.
Yeah, he was good, and then the police department beat the fire department. The police department had good chili, and the fire department had like a chicken chili, which was a little different. But the police, the Chief Warfield, he took my picture and he said, if we don't win, I'm putting this picture up and say, go ahead and if you see him doing something wrong,
Oberlin, right?
So he had the upper hand, and I went to school with the fire chief Hamner. And I like Hamner, but I said, well, I can't get pulled over coming out the fab. That would be bad. So he did that. And other than that, as far as sports go, we always talk about the Browns for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
they lost.
We got Deshaun coming. What we got, 2 weeks?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
not going to help
matter.
Anyway, right?
No, they'll be out of the playoffs by the time he gets there.
Right.
The Cavs are on the slide. They went out west and started out good. They beat Detroit and the Lakers.
They got a tough one. Was it tonight?
Yeah,
Milwaukee?
They played the Bucks.
Yeah.
They ran into Sacramento and Golden State, and Sacramento is a lot better than people give them credit for. They're on like a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah,
they've been
hot.
And then of course Golden State, they fought them good. And then the other night they played the Timberwolves. Garland had 50, 51. They just couldn't catch up. They were so far behind. They were down by like 20 going into the fourth, and then they didn't have enough to get over the hump at the end.
Yeah, I got to hang out with some of my old OGs, man. Darren White was in town, and his brother, so got to sit back and hang out with those guys, watch the Browns lose. December 3rd, we got the Winterfest, I guess it is, downtown Oberlin, the big parade, and I guess they're doing lights in Tappan Square. I believe it's 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, December 3rd. But, other than that, man, what is this XFL draft we got on here today?
That's Matt's.
Matt, what are we talking about, the XFL draft? I seen, what's his name? The Rock. He's part of it, right?
He owns it.
He owns it? Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen anything about it, so I really can't. I can't really talk about it. Your boy's back in the news, though, man.
Who?
Trump.
I don't. I told you, man. I don't pay no attention to that dude.
He's gonna run again. I told you.
He didn't even have no energy when he was on. He's like, I'm running for president.
He's
I'm
in
like,
it for the money, man.
Come on, bro.
Poor Herschel. He didn't even help Herschel out, man. Took his money, his contribution money. So I don't know what's going on with that, man.
You know what? That's not on the sheet about money. What's up with the crypto? Did you ever invest in that?
Yeah, it's going down, man.
I see a lot of people losing a lot of money behind the whole. I don't know anything about any of that.
I bought one for $5, so I'm still up. So I'm good. I mean, but it was up to 60,000. It's down to 16,000 last I checked.
For $5?
For $5, yeah.
Wait a minute. You bought something for $5 and went to 60,000, and now it's down to 16.
Now it's down to 16.
Well, why don't you cash it out?
It's my retirement, man. For what?
$5, I'd cash it out.
The thing that I got to look into, I should have asked Zay while he was here, Luke's son. He's all into it. But they tax the heck out of you, man, when you cash out.
Yeah, but
So I gotta
16 is better than.
I got to find a way to roll it over some kind of way. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just did it because it was so cheap. And I said, I spent
$5 and went to 60.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wish I'd have put it. I would have pulled out at 60.
Yeah. Well,
As soon as it got to 10, I probably would have.
I thought about it. I started looking at tax rates and everything else, and how they were going to do it. So out of that 60, I probably would have got 25.
Capital gain, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they taxed you like that on that? I don't know anything about it.
It's bad, man. It's bad. So you can
It's over 50% of the money.
You can roll it over, I guess, but before I cash it out, I got to check with some people, see how to actually keep some of my money.
I seen where one guy that plays for the Pistons, he took his whole bonus and put it in there, and he lost a whole bunch of money.
I wouldn't do that.
He took a bath. A lot of those places are just shutting down.
Yeah.
But I don't have money to invest in anything but like lawnmowers. So I don't. Every year I buy a new lawnmower.
Make sure they're running.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's going correct with the lawnmower, right?
Yeah, make sure the truck's still running and all that. But other than that, I don't put any money in. I never invested. My son, he's always investing stuff and telling me about it. I don't know anything about investing.
Well, you're investing in your business. You got to keep your business running.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know how much taxes you actually pay on that grass cutting you do. So.
Yeah, I don't talk about that. Anyway, Thanksgiving is next week. Thanksgiving is next week. Do you have any favorite dishes for Thanksgiving?
Dressing, man. I like that
I love
big plate
dressing.
of dressing, man. Plus
Macaroni
you
and cheese.
mix it with anything, man.
Yeah, greens. All that's good to me. And the least thing I like is probably turkey.
Yeah.
It's so dry, and I mean, I don't know. If you get them smoked, those are awesome.
Those are good. Fried.
Or fried, those
They're
are awesome.
good.
But this a straight turkey out the oven, especially if it's really big.
It's
I'm not
always
really
dry.
into
It's
that.
always dry. No matter what you do to it, it's always dry.
I'll probably go over to Mom's, get me something to get a plate, and then go and watch football. Yeah.
Do nothing the rest of the day.
Give me a couple something to drink, and that's it.
I got to work, so.
I'm gonna go to work. I'll be there. I mean, my boss said she watches the show, but I'll be at work. I don't know what's going on that day. There won't be no transportation or nothing, but I'll be there.
We got to get your boss on the show, too.
She said, yeah, Heidi, she said she'll be on. That'd be cool because she does a lot with the community as far as exchange students, Rotary Club, helping run the nursing home. She's always busy. Yeah. She's always doing something. She does a lot of plays in the community. She's always doing something. So hopefully we can get her on. A lot of other people have been giving me suggestions about, like my mom, she was like, you should get Dr. Mason on the show. But I don't know how old Dr. Mason, he's pretty up there.
Yeah, but
he's still in good shape. I seen him at the at Splash Zone. He's always on the treadmill. Dr. Ebahara, I see him a lot. He's always out and about, and he has a very interesting story, Dr. Ebahara.
Yeah.
Because I know he was, times. I think he was in internment camp when he was younger.
When he was young, him and his parents.
Yeah, so that would be an awesome story. So, and I know he would come on.
Yeah.
I know, and he
likes to talk.
Yeah, and joke around. He likes to laugh at his own jokes a lot. So, but yeah, other than that,
we got like a really, really special guest today, man. We've been trying to get this guy for how many weeks?
Is Kurt Russell really coming on the show? I don't. Until he's here, sitting here.
We got to sign up for him and everything.
I don't really believe Kurt's going to be here.
You don't think he's going to show up? I think he's going to pull up in the limo, man.
I don't think he has a limo, a Teacher of the Year limo.
He gets treated like royalty right now.
Well,
he's been to the White House, man.
Yeah.
White House. He's been on every TV channel.
Yeah.
He's been on PBS for a half-hour segment.
Well, now he's on the. Now
he's coming to Tuck and Tuck.
Yeah, this might be the bottom of the barrel.
We're gonna ask him. We're gonna ask him the real questions on TNT, though. See, he's been asking all those. Hey, how did you become Teacher of the Year and all that? No, we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
He's a very
he's pretty capable.
very
Was he
upstanding.
born in Oberlin?
Yeah, he's got he lived over on Kimberly Circle. His mom, Retta. He got two brothers, Jerry and Tim. Tim went to Oberlin College and went to Northwestern. So
okay.
And Kurt's wife is a dean at the college.
Really?
Yeah, Donna Russell. Yeah. Really,
Yeah.
if
and I worked there.
if you take away Kurt's National Teacher of the Year, he probably ranks third, like in his family, because his wife's a
His
dean.
wife's a dean.
And I know his brother. He lived
lawyer
in
or
the
something?
same. No, he lived in the same neighborhood as the Obamas. They had the same babysitter. They shared the same babysitter in Chicago.
You've
We
been doing FBI.
Hey man, when it comes to Oberlin, I know everything that goes on in this little town.
I think you're working with the CIA or something, man.
No, I know everything.
No wonder why you
that
don't
goes
pay
on
no
in
taxes.
Oberlin.
I see
I pay
why.
taxes.
No, I know
I
why.
pay except for Rita. Can't stand Rita.
Read
All
out.
right, Wed, are we about to go to break? Can we go to break now? We're
Can
done?
we go to break now? No, I want to talk about your taxes.
No, we're not talking about that. All right, we'll be back with Kurt Russell if he shows up. We'll
Yeah.
see if he shows up.
He'll be here. All right. Back with TNT in about a minute.
Hi, welcome to the art. Thank you. Have a great day. Come again.
Welcome back to the Tuck and Tuck Show. Today's guest is brought to you by The Art at Tappan Square.
Hey, welcome back to the TNT Tuck and Tuck Show. We are here with a very, very special guest, man. We've been trying to get him on the show since we started the show. Not regional, district, or county, I guess, but national.
National
Teacher of the Year. That's huge.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Russell.
I appreciate it. When
Man.
you said national, that made me sing important, huh?
Puts chills down your spine, don't it?
You are important.
You're part of Oberlin history at this stage.
Well, I appreciate it.
You have made a lot of people understand that no matter where you come from, what you do, we can get to.
Most definitely.
And that's huge, man, especially for a town like this. So tell me about what's going on in your life, man. You're traveling, you're on CBS, PBS, NBC, ABC.
Say all the above. First of all, I just want to say thank you for inviting me here. This is a nice setup. I'm impressed. This is bigger and better than CBS and PBS and all of that.
And you're home.
But, just been traveling. Just blessed and honored to represent so many great teachers out there, and just keeping me busy. I'm learning so much. I'm growing into my own voice. I'm getting stronger as an educator, and hopefully I could help other teachers to feel encouraged as well.
Oh, okay. Well, when you went to the White House,
Yeah.
you got to tell me, was the food any good?
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
I'm glad you got there after Trump left, because you would have got
McDonald's and Burger
Right.
King. But, shrimp cocktail, anything we wanted. So it was
At your service?
At the service. It was wonderful. The White House was wonderful, and not being political, but the Bidens were just nice people. Very nice, very cordial. My wife and I got a chance to go to the Oval Office. Dr. Biden and President Biden gave us a tour of the office. So just very generous in terms of welcoming me into their home.
Did you get to sit in the big chair?
I did not. I did not.
Oh, man.
A little too nervous as well. When you walk in, it was probably 10 or 15 security.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure you don't
Making
touch that
sure I
phone.
don't touch too much or anything. Shook the president hand, and that's about as far as it went.
Oh, wow. That's got to be something. What's the next step, man? I mean, after this, where do you go from here?
Oberlin is home. And so I'm planning on coming back to the high school, teaching still. Some doors I'm sure will open up for me. But
Maybe a couple.
a few. But there's nothing like Oberlin, and the people of Oberlin has been so kind towards me in my 26 years of service here, and the parents, the students, the community members like you two have been very kind, and I couldn't think of any other place to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kurt, what I always want to ask you, when you won the first
Yes.
time, when you realized you won, and you come through town, and every house has your name in the front yard. Everybody, I don't know anybody that doesn't like you. Now, me, there's a lot of people. But what does that feel like when you wake up and you're just embraced by the whole town?
Yeah.
You have a parade. You have a street named after you. What does that feel like?
You know what, Mr. Tuck? It was, first of all, it's like an imposter syndrome where I can't believe it's me, right?
Okay.
And so my wife picked me up from the airport after the CBS taping, and I drove into town. And like you said, I saw all of these signs. First of all, I was thinking, who's this Russell guy running for political office? Because I always saw Kurt Russell. I said, well, that's me.
Right.
But just so, like I said before, Oberlin is just a unique place and a kind place. And I think when people are trying to do well, Oberlin embraced that. And I think Oberlin embraced me very well.
Like your mom.
Yes.
I know your mom raised you and your two brothers, Tim and Jerry.
Yes.
And your father, he passed away when you were younger.
7th grade.
7th grade.
7th grade.
So tell us a little about how your mom, how she was such a force in your life, because everybody loves Miss Russell.
You know what? She worked at Prospect Elementary School.
Right.
Used to put students against the wall when you didn't do well.
Didn't do right.
I never got put against the wall.
I was one of those students that got put against the wall. But she just been a beacon of hope, right? A single parent raising 3 boys, a teacher's aide, so wasn't making a whole lot of money, but just provided for us and just really brought us up in a sense where she showed us respect, and she wanted to make sure that we were respectful to adults and to other people. And just a quick story. When Tim used to get in trouble all the time, right?
Tim was a good student. He was a good student.
He was a good student, but used to get in trouble once in a while. And I think him and, I'm not sure if I should call names out, but I will call out anyway, Ike Long, and I think they were skipping class or something. Right. And my mom came up to the school, and since everyone knew my mother, they was trying to keep her on the down low, like, it's okay. He's fine. He's getting good grades. But at the same time, she wanted to make sure that she's not going to use her popularity or her, for people to know her, to try to make any type of waves to get Tim off of trouble.
Easy. Yeah, make him learn from do his responsibility.
That's right. And she taught us that growing up, and just been a very, very inspirational part of my life.
Oh yeah, that's great, man.
Well, that's your mom.
That's my mom. That's right.
Yeah,
and she was there.
She was everybody's mom.
Yes.
That's how it works in Oberlin. That's why everybody gets along here. If you have a teacher, most of the times the teachers know your parents.
Yes.
And the parents know somebody else's parents. And if you do wrong, it's going around the whole town, and
That's
everybody's
right.
going to know about it.
Especially when we grew up, in the 80s, where, like you say, everybody was your mother, and you couldn't get in trouble. You get in trouble, then everyone around town knows.
Right.
And it
was happening in the 70s too when I grew up, man. Same thing. I remember I rode my bike from Gladys Court all the way down to the high school one time, and I was like 9, 10 years old. Wow. And Miss Taylor called my mom. What's your son doing way down here? So she busted me.
That's right.
All right, well, Kurt, we're just about to wrap up the first segment,
Okay.
so we will be right back after this.
Sounds good.
People ask me all the time, Matthew, what's Oberlin Weekly? Well, let me show you. We have a big story coming.
Real Oberlin stories, real Oberlin people. Welcome back to the Tuck and Tuck Show. Today's guest is brought to you by The Art at Tappan Square.
All right, welcome back. We're here with Kurt Russell, National Teacher of the Year. Let me ask you, you've been traveling. The diversity have you seen in other cities? Does any of it compare to Oberlin? I think Oberlin's a pretty diverse city.
It sure is. And diverse in regards to like social and economic diversity.
Right.
I visited Auburn City Schools in Auburn, Alabama, and they have a large population of Black teachers and Black students, but not, if I could say, a diverse social economic situation.
I mean, but as far as the kids are concerned, is it still racially divided down south? I mean,
It seems that way. The schools that I went to, Liberty County School in Georgia, maybe 80% Black students or students of color, and then Auburn had a large population, but nothing compares to Oberlin, right? So Oberlin has this, this melting pot or salad bowl demographics at the high school and at C schools where you have different segments of different people that is unique.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes us so different.
Yes.
You got your own street.
I saw that.
You didn't know? When did you figure?
Well,
when
honestly,
did you find that
I
out?
saw it on Twitter. Someone posted on Twitter, and I was like, "Wow, that's Kurt Russell Way." The school told me that they interested in naming a area around the school, but I wasn't sure exactly which
part
of the school.
Thought it behind the school. So. No,
way by the football field somewhere.
You're right there, man. I
Right there in
passed
the
it. I was
front.
like, wow, what did that happen? It's like Martin Luther King Boulevard in Oberlin.
Now, Kurt, speaking of like Twitter and diversity, I seen Cleveland.com. They always run your picture and they say that you're teaching, you'll continue to teach what you've been teaching.
Yes.
And they consider it like CRT or something. They want to politicize it. So the people that, like, I know you.
Yes.
And we love you here in Oberlin and we know what you're about. But to the people that don't know you, what do you tell them about what you teach and why it's important?
I appreciate that question because I always try to explain that as a history teacher, it's my responsibility to teach the truth. And so when I teach courses such as African American history or race, gender, and oppression, it's courses that are not aimed to victimize anyone. It's aimed for all students, Black, white, straight, gay, able, disabled, to really feel a sense of belonging in the classroom. And it's engagement as well. I mean, what student does not want to learn? I introduced a new course called Black Music in the African Diaspora, right? Last semester. So what student don't want to learn about music and how music affects the social, political, and economic standing of our country? And so there's nothing that is untruthful what I teach.
Right.
Yeah. So when I teach slavery, I teach it from a truthful standpoint, and it's facts. And I don't teach CRT. I say this on CBS. I don't teach CRT. I teach facts. I teach history.
But nobody really teaches CRT.
That's
It's
right.
not even taught. And I don't know why they made it such a big issue because nobody really teaches CRT.
They're trying to eliminate something.
Yes.
That don't exist.
It don't exist.
Right. That's not teaching. That's eliminating history.
Yes.
And if you eliminate history, I mean, you're bound to repeat it.
Yes.
That's what they always say.
And it's that where we play politics with our kids and with learning. And I think that CRT just dog whistle for a certain group of people.
It was. Yeah.
So getting back to that, I mean, now the other thing I'm looking at is if you, like, say I'm 18 and I'm going to school and you say, well, you should become a teacher. Now I got all this debt from school and teachers don't make a lot of money.
That's true.
So how do you encourage the next generation to become educators?
You know what? That's a good question. I think, first of all, we really have to tackle that problem, what you just mentioned, pay.
Right.
So we really have to really examine compensation for our teachers. And we need to reach young people early on, not when they get to the high school, because that time it's, I'm thinking about other professions, but we really need to really reach out when they are in the elementary school and really try to encourage them. So that's number one. And I think number two, we have to talk about the joys of teaching, how we inspire young people. Everyone has a great teacher in their lives, and everyone was motivated by a teacher.
Right. Now, the other thing about teaching nowadays is how do you compete with technology? Yeah. Because it's so prevalent with all kids. How do you, like, you're teaching them something, but I know some kids probably try to look on their phone and they got TikTok and Twitter. How do you keep them interested?
You know what? And that's the art of teaching, right? So you have to be engaging. And I think it really starts with the curriculum. You have to make sure that the curriculum is engaging for all students. And the only way you can do that is by making sure that students see themselves in the lesson, see themselves in the curriculum.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. You got any questions for Kurt? It's kind of quiet over there.
Like I said, I got lots of stuff for him, but I don't know if you can answer all of it.
I do the best I can.
You can answer.
That's right.
If you don't answer, you can always cut it. You just can't get too ridiculous with your questions.
I want to know what in some of these cities that you've been into. I mean, the restaurants, just the people in general, besides the school systems. Yeah. How have they been treating you?
Oh, very well, very kind. It's amazing where I never thought of the impact of being National Teacher of the Year, where if someone introduced me as National Teacher of the Year, the first thing they want to do is take a picture with me. Right. Where I'm like, wow, you want to take a picture with me? For what reason? So that's been very odd and strange, but I'm trying to get used to it. And I just see the joys of people when they see me and they see that I represent a profession that sometimes does not deserve or receive the recognition that they deserve.
What's the future hold for you? You said you want to come back to Oberlin?
I want to come back,
coach.
I want to come back, teach,
so
coach.
If you get offered a college professor position, you're going to turn it down?
I think I will.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Keep you around, man. We don't want
take the money.
Take the money.
We don't want to lose you as a teacher.
Take the money, Kurt.
You said run for it.
Yeah, take the money.
Well, now that you got this big influence, I mean, you could probably make phone calls and get people here to get stuff done.
Well, we'll see what happens.
That's what I'm thinking. You want to do another segment?
If that's okay.
I got some questions for him.
Oh,
okay.
Well, we got plenty of questions.
All right.
Hey, so we'll be back with more. All right. TNT.
Hi, welcome to the art. Thank you. Have a great day. Come again.
Welcome back to the Tuck and Tuck Show. Today's guest is brought to you by The Art at Tappan Square.
All right, we're back with National Teacher of the Year, Kurt Russell.
That sounds so nice, man. I want a title like that.
I know, me too. So also, Kurt has been Coach of the Year.
Yes.
For basketball. Are you still keeping an eye on the basketball team, and do you miss that?
You know, I truly miss it. Coach Payne, Phil Payne, is the interim head coach now, along with Jordan Beard and Howard Chambers and Josh Walker and Kevin Miller. And so the team is doing well. They're working hard. First game is next Wednesday against Amherst.
Okay, I had to check them out.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I had to ask you, since you're like Oberlin's most noticed, influential citizen. So if there's a Mount Rushmore in Oberlin, who goes up to you? And who's the other
now, let
three
me ask
people?
you, it's 3 or 5.
There's 4 altogether.
It's 4, okay.
Now
so,
wait a minute. Hold on a second. You teach history. You don't know how many on Mount Rushmore?
The NBA has 5, right?
Well, the Mount Rushmore got 4 people,
okay,
right?
because you said basketball. That transition.
No, I'm
okay,
sorry.
so I apologize.
That's okay. Well, there's 4.
Yeah.
So you get 3 people.
I get 3
Or
people.
you can put 4, or you leave yourself out.
Okay, I'm gonna leave myself out.
Okay.
I don't belong on the Mount Rushmore.
You got a street. You had a parade
And a street.
You
You
on the street.
talking about the history of Oberlin or
Yeah.
like current?
Whatever you want. Any way you want to do it.
Well, history goes way back.
Yeah, Mary Church Terrell.
Okay, explain to the audience who that is.
Okay, first black woman to receive a college degree.
Okay.
Oberlin College. So of course she has to be up there.
First black student.
Congressman Pease.
Yeah.
Okay, he was
He's good.
He was influential.
right, very much so.
Yes. Wow. and Tuck and Tuck.
Oh,
No, that's a cop out.
That's a cop out.
That's a cop out. You can't
No.
cop
I'm
out.
trying to think who else will be on the Mount Rushmore.
That's tough, but
That's real tough. There's so many great individuals.
I was,
My former pastor, Reverend Steen. was
Reverend Steen,
influential.
yeah, he was big. Yeah,
I'm thinking about even like Miss Connie Ponder and all
Yeah.
that she have done.
Yeah,
for-
done
Miss
for the
Pon-
city.
Hey, you better say Connie Ponder.
I know that.
I'm gonna try to get her on the. I want to get her on the show.
Oh, she'll be great.
But then once we put the steps in, I don't know if she can make it down the steps. I don't believe she can. If not, we had to shoot it maybe at her home or something like that.
yeah, she'll be great. She'll be great.
And now, since you're national teacher of the year, the school probably will give you like almost anything you wanted.
You
right?
think so?
We're working on that.
Are
Now-
you working on it?
We're gonna push for
The
that.
reason,
Okay.
No, the reason I ask is because I wanted to do a show about the state basketball team.
That would be great.
It would be great.
Yes.
And I wanted to shoot it at the high school because they can't all fit down here.
That's right.
So
I think I can make that happen.
that's what I was going to
Yes,
add. I know
I
somebody.
think-
I need somebody with some. If I go up there, they're gonna like, "What are you doing up here?" And they'll throw me out. But you
I think I can make that happen,
see
Mr.
what I'm
Tuck.
saying? Now I know there's quite a few of them still here. I think the only people that aren't here are Danny and Tad.
Tim, where's Tim?
Oh, and Tim.
And Dion.
Oh yeah, Dion.
Yeah.
Dion's in Atlanta. So I don't think even if we could set up like a screen where we could do some of them remote, that would be cool
be
too.
great.
But that's what I would. That's the biggest thing I like to do, other than get Miss Ponder on the show. That would be the end of the show.
Because
for me.
even Kevin Steen is helping with the basketball team this year as well.
Right.
So
Yeah, if we could get
that'd be
that,
great.
we could get that done with your help. Maybe shoot it at the high school.
I would love it.
I don't know when the high school is available or whatever. That'd be. I don't know. It'll take a while to set all that up though. And Matt don't like carrying all this equipment around.
But no, please let me know. I think that would be a great story.
Well, you're still basically under Teacher of the Year until
July. Yes.
Yeah, that's 6 months away, man. Well, maybe
but
they'll
no.
get him in the summer.
Well, he's still Kurt Russell. His name's on the street. It don't matter if he ain't the teacher of the year. They're still gonna like, well, he's just because he's not curly, he won't be
No,
curly.
I'm
That
saying
don't mean.
he's probably pretty busy up until July.
Oh, probably.
I don't want to put no pressure.
Yeah.
But no, that's no pressure whatsoever. That's a few phone calls here and there and set something up.
Yeah, because I don't think they ever get recognized. I've never seen them recognized
No.
by the school.
Not at all. And it's been years now where they haven't received their just due. But I know Mr. Johnson is thinking about a Hall of Fame.
Mr. Johnson.
Bryce.
That would be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And probably that state team would be one of the first.
Oh, definitely.
inductees.
Yeah, put the
Definitely.
inductees- Yeah, that-
So who was the best player you ever coached since you've been coaching?
Several. Morgan Jones,
Yeah.
Jason Moore,
That's right. You did coach Jason.
yeah.
Jordan Beard in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you had him in middle school.
Yeah, so those are probably the top three.
All right. I forgot Jason played because he's
Jason,
so you just think about football.
oriented, yes.
Yeah.
So you forget about how good he was in basketball.
That's right. Really good basketball
Yeah,
player.
he was.
Yeah.
Really
That's when I
good.
first came back. I got to see him play.
Now, when you played, who was the best player you played with? Tony Brown.
Tony Brown. Just because his intelligence as a point guard. Oberlin always had these exceptional point guards, right? From Rodney Cannon and Tony Brown. And I even put Troy Hill there, Quinn Barbie. So there always been these point guards. I think Tony following that line of point guard.
I think Rodney probably was the greatest point guard.
Oh, I
ever.
think so. Yeah.
Bar none. Because when you had that team, basically what you had was you had one of the greatest, like a Corvette, but you needed that driver.
That's right.
And he's the one that drove that
Most
team.
definitely. There was no one like Rodney Cannon.
No, there wasn't.
I still haven't got to see any of those guys play, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was
They're
gone.
kind of old now.
Somebody's got to have some video
I got
somewhere.
the video at home.
Yeah, but nobody ever shows it to me.
Oh, well, you just asked for it.
Because I have the state championship, but it's on Betamax.
I don't have a
Beta.
Beta.
I know.
Beta, I mean,
Yeah, I don't have a Betamax machine.
right.
I got VHS though.
all right, well, we're going to wrap this up. That's the last segment. Kurt, we really appreciate you being here. You don't know how much we value you being here. Thank you once again. And we're going to thank our sponsors, the Arbor Tap and Square Oberlin Weekly and Prestige Detailing. We need some new sponsors because I don't get free sandwiches.
Does anybody else want to sponsor us out there? We're looking.
Yeah, we just had the National Teacher of the Year on. This will probably get at least 300 views. We need some more sponsors. Like Lorenzo's would be great.
The Fib.
Yeah, any place that'll feed me for free once a week.
Shoot.